Hello everyone, welcome to Winged Paper Crafting. My name is Angel Fitch. If you're new around here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. I'm so glad you stopped by my YouTube channel. Today we're going to do a 2-page scrapbook layout using some pictures that I had, on my phone that have been here for a while. So these are of a parade that the local amusement park does. Once a year, at least they have been the last few seasons, and these were from a few years ago, but we will talk about these in a little bit. So we're going to start our layout using a sketch that my upline at Stampin Up designed. This was for a team challenge from last month that, as you all know, I'm behind and I didn't get done for the month of June, but hey, better late than never, right? So we're going to use this as our jumping off point, and I'm going to design this on white willow as our background here. So we've got our two pieces, and I'm going to be using a paper pack that you're actually going to get kind of a sneak peek at. So this is one that is coming in the mini catalog that's going to start in September, so September to December, and this one's called Secret Garden. And there's the paper. Whoops, hang on. Here we go. So there's, I just love this paper pack. It's just, these blues are beautiful. This is Secret Sea as the main color here, along with Cloud Cover. So, and here's the last piece. I've already kind of chopped this up. So this is what we have left. We're going to be using this today. And let's see, a back of one of these, I believe. So let me flip these over so you can see the back side. Yeah, this one right here. So I think we're going to use these two for our layout today. I just thought that the colors in this went so well with the pictures, and so I have already matted these in Secret Sea, and just to save some time. So let's get into this here. So like I said, we're going to be using these two pieces here. So I have cut already the pieces that we need. I'm going to put these away. So we're going to use these right here on the edges. And then I took this other color and I cut the square and then I chopped it in half. So these are going to go in our corners here. So this one's going to go up here. And this one's going to go down here. And so there's the basis of our pattern paper. So let's see. The pictures are going to go something like this. So let's see. The one I wanted on this side actually was this one. So I think I'm going to put this one here. And this one over here, and this one here. And I've got, these are 4x6. This one I think is 4x4. And then I've got a couple of, these are 3x4s. Now the sketch called for 4x3s, so they should have been this way, but the pictures I had were this way, so I'm going to make do. So I'm just going to kind of stagger these like this so that I can still fit all of these on here in this column here of the layout. So our pictures are going to go something like this. And then for embellishments, I am going to use a couple of different stamp sets here. So if you take a look right here on the side of this float, this is a hibiscus flower. And I thought, well, how appropriate since I have the Happy Hibiscus stamp set. So I'm definitely going to use the hibiscus out of here. and I want to use some of, this was a set from last Christmas time, called Golden Greenery, and I really like these, this right here, just kind of like a, just kind of looks like a sprig of, more like leaves, but they're just really little tiny leaves. So in order, I'm also going to use, and this is part of this suite that's coming up in September, it also has some glitter paper that goes with it. And so this is Cloud Cover, Secret Sea, and I think, I'm trying to remember what color this is supposed to be. I think it's Misty Moonlight, but I can't remember exactly. But these are just, I love glitter paper. And this is really nice glitter paper because the glitter doesn't come off. I've had glitter paper in the past where, you know, every time you touch it, you end up with glitter everywhere. And this glitter paper doesn't do that. So it's very high quality. So I'm going to use the glitter paper, I think, to cut out some of our leafy things here. Because all I could think of was when, you know, this is kind of our, this parade is kind of themed after Mardi Gras. So, you know, when you think of Mardi Gras, you think of, you know, shimmer and shine, basically. Just, you know, things that sparkle. So that's kind of where I was headed with this. So let me take a quick break and get some of this glued down. And then we will work on our hibiscus flowers. So I will be right back. Okay, so I got our corner pieces put down here. And before I go and put our strips in that go here in the center, I want to take, part of this suite also is there's some ribbon. And it's very pretty ribbon. So I'm going to put this ribbon down our the line here between this patterned piece in the corner and our cardstock here on the bottom. And I've got two pieces of it cut. So this one on the left isn't going to show all the way down, so I didn't cut it to go all the way to the bottom because we're going to cover up the bottom down here. So I was trying to preserve some of this ribbon. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this over, and I'm going to take a piece of tear tape and I'm going to put it right here. And I'll just peel the back off of this. Okay. And then we'll go back over here and see if we can just kind of tuck this over the edge so that it's going to stay on the back. There we go. And then we'll put it down here, and we'll just secure it down here with another piece of tear and tape. Because again, this isn't going to show. It's going to be underneath of our other piece of pattern paper. So we're just going to secure our ribbon down here. Okay, perfect. And now we'll go ahead and get our piece of our other piece on here. So this is just going to go over here to the very edge of the paper. Okay, just like that. Okay. Now, let's do our ribbon on our other side here. So, a piece of tear tape. I'm just going to go right along the edge here. And we'll peel off the back. Okay, I'll flip it back over here. Just going to attach that to the back side. And then we'll get another tear and tape. And we'll just put this down right here. Oops, that wasn't straight. Let's try straightening that up just a tad bit. Oh my goodness, there we go. Okay, so we'll get the back off of this piece. Okay, now let me just make sure that this is still straight on this side. Okay, so that's going to hold our edges. Now I'm going to take a mini glue dot here and kind of slide one or so under the center of this. I'm just going to take your pick tool and just put a little glue dot in here so that it stays in the middle. Okay, and we'll do the same thing for this side. I'll just slide it under here. Okay, so there is that. Now, okay, this goes up this way. We'll go ahead and put this piece of our pattern paper down. So this is going to go all the way to this edge. Okay, now next we're going to, let's see, let's get the pictures back in here. Kind of how I had these again. Let's see, I think I had this one and this one over here. And then this is kind of one float here. So this was the beginning of it. This was the middle part. Let's see, I think this was the middle part and then this was near the end. So we're going to put it like this. Okay, so I think we can, so my title's going to go up here and my journaling is going to go down here. So I'm going to go ahead and put our photos down. So let's see, we're going to go about right there with that one. And this one I'm going to kind of, I want to make sure that these two kind of are even from top to bottom. And so we'll put that one there. And this one here. Okay, now, we'll go ahead and get our ones on the other side real quick here. I'm actually going to try to put the middle one down first, just because I want the top two to be over the corner of it. So let's see, we want to kind of make this one, the top one's going to be kind of even with the big picture over here. So maybe something like this. I'm not pushing really hard right now. I'm just going to kind of lay it there until I get them where I want them. And we'll do this one. Let's see, let's move this one up just a little bit. And move this up tiny bit. Okay. And then this one. Okay, so that looks pretty. Actually, I want this one on top. I don't know what I was thinking. Yeah, I want this one on top. I think it looks better. Okay, So, all right, so there's the pictures. Now, we're going to work on, I'm going to set this aside for a minute, and I'm going to get a piece of just white cardstock, and we're going to do some stamping. So, I'm going to use the Happy Hibiscus, and there is so here's the die that cuts out 3 of the flowers at the same time, and there's the stamp then. You can stamp all 3 flowers at the same time. So we're going to stamp some of these in Secret C. So we're just going to ink up our stamp here. Make sure I get good coverage. Okay, and now we're just going to put this down here. Okay, and there we go. So now we're going to cut these out with our die here. So let me just run this through the stamp cut and emboss machine, and then we're going to do some shading on them, and I think as an added touch we're going to get out the Wink of Stella and make them shiny, because that's what Mardi Gras is all about. Okay, so we've got our flowers cut out here. Now I'm not going to use the little ones, so I'm just going to put that one to the side there. And I'm going to take the big ones here, well, the big and the medium one, and I'm going to take some cloud cover, and we're going to do some shading here with this cloud cover. So let me just get a scratch piece of paper here that we can use to tap off on, because we don't want any harsh lines. So I'm just going to take my blending brush here. Now I'm just going to tap off here so that we don't get any harsh lines, and then just kind of go over this. I'm going to start lightly in the beginning, because you can always put more on, but you can't take it off. So in the beginning, less is always more. I kind of want it to have some decent color to it so you can see it. And I don't mind if some of it's still white. I think that looks nice. It kind of looks a little variegated. So I'm trying to do a little more pressure right in the middle, and less as we come to the outside. So we'll just get this color here. I just thought this Happy Hibiscus set was so perfect with these pictures. So I'll tell you a little bit about the pictures while I'm doing this. So once a year at the local amusement park here, that's just like a mile from my house, like I can hear the kids screaming on the roller coasters in my backyard. That's how close we are. And they have this grand carnival that they have once a year. They've been doing it for the last, I don't know, 4 years maybe, 3 or 4 years. And they do this Mardi Gras style parade, you know, beads and everything. They throw beads to the little kids along the way. And it's just kind of a cute thing that we go and try to at least take in once a season. So let me just get our edges over here just a little bit more. Okay, so that looks pretty good. So I'm going to cut out several more of these. in the Secret Sea and then the cloud cover. And I also want to do some pink ones. So I'm going to use Strawberry Slush for the other ones. I think I'm going to stamp and color them in the Strawberry Slush. So let me do that, and I will be right back with you. Okay, so I've got our stuff cut here. So I cut like three of the large ones, 3 of the small ones of the blue, and then just a mixture of the Strawberry Slush. And in the same die set here, so the Happy Hibiscus, there's also some of these flowers here. So I cut some of the big ones and some of the small ones there out of glimmer paper. So this is the Misty Moonlight, and I did look it up. It is the Misty Moonlight is the color. I found my ribbon. So Misty Moonlight is the color. So I cut some flower centers out of Misty Moonlight. This is Berry Burst, I believe. And I cut some of these leaf things like I was telling you about out of that Golden Greenery set. So I did some out of Cloud Cover and some out of Misty Moonlight. And then I decided we needed some greenery. So I dug in my stash and I found this Lifetime of Love set. And it had this spray of leaves right here that I thought really went well with the leaf pattern that's in this paper. So that's why I chose that particular die. And these I cut out of Granny Apple Green. So let me move these out of our way and we'll get our pages back in here. So, okay, so we've got this one and this one. So I'm basically going to do a cluster. I'm thinking down here in this lower left-hand corner, up here between these photos, and then down here in order to make my visual triangle. So I'm just going to, we're just going to start right up here. Just going to put some of these flowers in here and see what we can come up with. I've got more blue ones than I do the pink ones, so I think we'll just do one pink one per each cluster, and I want to use both of the sizes of the blue. And I think I'm going to take these, and they're a little big to put in here by themselves, you know, all the whole thing, so I'm going to just kind of cut it apart here. So let's see, I'm just going to snip here off the side. And then we'll cut, like, say, right up here so that we can use part of it to stick into our cluster there. I think I definitely have room for the little one, but not the whole thing. So we'll go ahead and trim this one up now so we can use it. Maybe in our bottom cluster here. So let's see, let's keep going here. So I want the same thing with our cloud cover one here. So we can just use bits and pieces of this one as well. And then we'll put some greenery in here. So I'm thinking like something kind of like this in each of my clusters. So, and then we'll get our title over here. So there's one. So let me go off camera and get all of our clusters put together here, and then we'll move on to our title and our journaling. Okay, So I've got the clusters in place here, except this last one I'm messing with down here. I went ahead and did my title. I used the the alphabet a la mode dies, and these are just a must-have. I use these all the time. So I went ahead and cut out my title and got it down here. I actually have Copilot to thank for that title because I had no idea what to title this, but I just put that in there and it spit something out, so that was cute. So I've got my journaling here, which I've printed on a clear shipping label, and I'm gonna just peel the back of this off here if I can get it started. And I wanted to get the journaling down before I put this last cluster down. So here we go. So, well, I got it started. Now I can get the rest of the back off. Okay, so we're just going to kind of move this out of the way. And I'm just going to put this right down here. Put that in. It just looks like you've journaled right on the paper there. So now that I've got that where I want it, now I can get this last cluster down here. So I've already put some dimensionals on. I put dimensionals on all the rest of these too, but I didn't show you guys how I took my Wink of Stella and I stellaed up all of our hibiscus flowers here just to make them sparkle a little bit. I don't know if I can catch the light on that so you can see that or not. I hope you can. So we will get these down here in this last little bit down here in the corner. Just get the backs off the dimensionals here. I think I'm going to move this over just a tad bit more, a little this way. There we go. One more. So this can go right there. And then I'll get our sparkly pieces in here. I'm thinking that one up there. So I'm gonna just trim the stem off of this since I don't need it. And that way it'll be a little easier to get behind that flower. So I'm just gonna put a little dots of glue. Don't need a lot, just a little to hold this down. And I'm actually, see this picture here? This lovely little baby's foot sticking out here. I kind of want to see if we can cover that foot up so we don't have to see that foot sticking there. Oh my goodness. Okay, now we'll get some green leaves down here as well. So I'm just using the glue to just barely hit on some of this. I'm going to put this right here. Okay, and we'll get our blue piece and do the same thing with this one. I'm going to trim the stem off and just hit this with some glue. And I'm going to put this one, let's see, I don't know, here. I feel like it almost needs to be down this way. I'm going to put this one down this way. And I have another, I thought I had another piece. I do, I have another piece here that I think we can put over this direction. There we go. Since we had a little bigger space down here in this corner, we'll just put one more in here to fill up this space. Let's see, tuck that, there we go. All right, Now, our last couple of green pieces, and we will just about be done. There's one last little thing. I want to put some embellishments on this. I'll show you those here in just a second. Let me get our green pieces in here. One more. Let's see, the best place to put this one I think is right here. And I don't mind at all that it goes over the picture because we have a lot of, dead space at the bottom of that picture. Okay, so there we go. The last thing is going to be our embellishments here, and I've got, okay, these came in that Secret Garden suite that's coming out in September. And these are called Hues of Blue Flowers, which is kind of hard to say. So I'm going to use these. Take your pick tool here. I'm just going to kind of put some, I think I'm going to use the Secret, let's see. I think this is the Secret C ones. So I'm going to use these. I'm just going to kind of put a couple down here around our clusters. I use some little ones. All right. I don't know how well they're going to show up here, but we're going to put them down here. Actually, you know what? Those are the Misty Moonlight ones. I see now the Secret C ones are at the top. I wonder if do we want Secret C instead? Here, let's just take a look. Maybe we want Secret C instead. Maybe that will show up better. It's okay. We can, yeah, I think I want that better. So let's take these off of here. Good thing they don't stick too good right away. We can get them off. And I'll get them back on the carrier sheet here. And let's see, one more we can get off. There we go. All right, so change my mind. Let's do these Secret C ones. I think they'll show up better. Okay, so let's take this one off now. There we go. Nothing like changing your mind in the middle of the process, is there? Okay, yeah, I think these look a lot better up here. And we'll do one. Oops. Lost it. Okay, and we'll just do a couple over here on this cluster over here. And one more right down here. And that, I think, is a wrap. So cute. So I'll give you a better look at this. And you can really see that shine that the Wink of Stella brings. We got our title. And then our clusters over here, same deal. Got our journaling. And it all looks good. Alright, so that's all I've got for tonight. Make sure you like and subscribe and ring that notification bell so you get notified every time I upload a video. And I will be back very soon. We're going to start our May paper pumpkins, so look forward to that. And go ahead and drop me a comment and let me know what you think of this. And I will see you all later. Have a crafty day. Bye.